Good Thursday morning, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the video forecast discussion for this Thursday, the 28th of January, 2016. It's another cold morning this morning with readings anywhere from the teens across interior valleys to the low and mid-20s elsewhere across the region this morning. So there's going to be a lot of black ice around, so from refreezing of the snow melt from yesterday. So you do want to be careful on the side roads and sidewalks and walkways during this morning's commute. We generally have clear to partly cloudy skies across the region this morning. Depends on where you are. The depth of the clouds is not too deep. They're mostly jet stream clouds, so a lot of these ceilometers here are generally partly cloudy, not real clear on the cloudy side, actually. And temperatures this morning, as you can see, generally running into the teens now across the interior valleys and also into the low and mid-20s, around getting close to 30 degrees or 33 right now in Central Park in New York. And temperature is going to be on the uptick again today for more snowmelt on the way. Beautiful weather conditions. The only watches, warnings, and advisories we have right now on the Jersey waters. Not so sure if this is going to extend to the South Shore and East ends of Long Island by tomorrow, but we do have a gale watch. Goes into effect at 4 a.m. this morning, and it ends tomorrow on Saturday morning, rather, at 1 a.m. And that's because we have a strong disturbance that will be moving through the region, cold air advection on the way, and strong gusty winds, and surf will be on the higher side as well during Friday and early Saturday morning. Nationally this morning, temperatures are pretty cold just about anywhere you go across the United States, excepting South Florida, where they've had plenty of rain yesterday, about 4 or 5 inches of rain. They even had some wind damage and also some tornadic damage in the Everglades yesterday morning as that line moved through. The line is nearly stationary this morning with a trough and low pressure still around the region here, so southern Florida is getting pelted around the Keys and probably just south from Orlando south through the Keys this morning. Meanwhile, across the northeastern United States, we have high pressure ridging in from the Ohio, Tennessee, and Mississippi River Valley. We do have a little bit of light virgo or snow here across the Ohio Valley. And a deep storm system exiting into Canada right now, and that will continue to move to the north and east. And then a secondary cold front coming through tomorrow associated with this disturbance here will mean some flurry activity for tomorrow morning across our forecast region, but just a dusting at best. On the aviation weather deck today, basically VFR conditions that were between two systems here. Low pressure moving well off the eastern seaboard through tonight, and another low near the Great Lakes that we showed you that will progress eastward through Friday. Latest guidance now more pessimistic with ceilings and visibilities later tonight into early Friday, indicating some MVFR and possibly IFR conditions. This is a big change from the previous guidance, so confidence is low for now, but we'll start a downward trend and see if later guidance continues this trend. Now, clouds will gradually thicken and lower during today through tonight. Winds are expected to be light today after a calm and very light morning across the region. They should pick up and out of the southwest at around 5 knots, and they'll go very light again during tonight. Then a cold front expected across the region on Friday. The winds will become more northwesterly and increase to possibly become gusty in the afternoon. Wind gust as high as 25 to 30 knots possible. Friday, generally VFR conditions. Snow showers possible northern sections early. Gusty westerly winds, so northwesterly winds at 25 to 30 knots. VFR conditions continue through Friday night. Saturday VFR, Sunday VFR, lowering ceilings and visibilities possibly developing Saturday night and Sunday morning as another warm front moves towards the region. And Sunday night through Monday right now, low ceilings possible late Sunday night and continuing into Monday night with the proximity of that front. Right now outside of Newark, it's 26, dew point 19, and the humidity 74%. And a few clouds at jet stream level, 25,000. VFR conditions in place. Philadelphia right now, as I clear my throat, 25 degrees, dew point 17, humidity 71%. A few clouds again at 25,000. Otherwise, it's sunny and VFR conditions in place. Take a look at last night's model run from the GFS. The new 6C model run data is running slower to process through the servers this morning. Anyway, the idea is still the same. We're sandwiched in between this area of low pressure across southeastern Canada, this wave of low pressure a lot of the mesoscale model guidance is now suggesting that we'll have some light snow around here, some light flurries, and could put down a coating of snow across the region early tomorrow morning into early tomorrow afternoon, but then before that clears out by mid to late morning, early afternoon hours. And then just warmer air tries to build in. Heights begin to rise here. Warm front develops to our south and west. Another disturbance in the polar flow exiting into southeastern Canada. Heights begin to rise. Temperatures begin to rise over the weekend, and things stay pretty calm until El Nino's influence gets going again across California with more rain and snow in the mountains as heads out into the Colorado Rockies, and then eventually up towards the Great Lakes as high pressure and warm air continues over the eastern seaboard relative to normal for this time of the year. The storm includes across southeastern Canada here, and then we get pockets of moderate to heavy rain around here on Wednesday, and this would be for Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. For that moves off the coast with a cold front, and then high pressure begins to build in, but heights begin to lower. Much colder air builds in once again as we advertised yesterday into the forecast region for the later part of next week. Taking a look at this major stratospheric warming, some of the most impressive warming from the surface troposphere, the top of the troposphere up to the stratosphere, into the mid and upper levels of the stratosphere. This at 30 millibars here. This is pretty high up there. It's not really at the top, but it's very close, and you can see this warming event continues to evolve. By the time we get into about 10 days from now, it's now beginning to shift the warming in two zones here across northwestern America and over in parts of Asia. And the vortex is trying to split here. Yesterday it showed one lobe here and another lobe over Hudson Bay, and by the time we get to 384, this stratospheric warming is still trying to warp and weaken this. And where it weakens it means the determination of how cold it's going to get with how much cross-polar flow gets involved here into the eastern United States. But it looks like definitely a return to a much colder pattern, undercutting those Arctic disturbances with subtropical disturbances, and you get the idea. Precipitation events ramping up once again in the wintry form across the eastern United States. And we'll continue to take a look at the rest of the model guidance suite and where the forecast is going for the month of February, because I have some doubts and some concerns about some things that I'm seeing. So I want to hold the video off for this point, until I examine some of the other information that I'm looking at. Right now, that's the end of this video forecast discussion for today. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. We'll be back tomorrow morning on Friday.